Hello, I hope you're having a lovely day today. It is a cozy inside day today because it is raining out. So recently in the afternoons, I've been trying to get so much done in the garden, but today is going to be an inside day. I've been working on journals. Those will be up next week. I wanted to share with you how I make marshmallows today. These marshmallows are amazing in hot chocolate. So I've never done a recipe video on our homemade hot chocolate. So I thought this would be the perfect combination video of making the marshmallows with the hot chocolate, and I wanted to share this with you now because a lot of what I am using in this video is on sale. If you're going to need to buy something, you might as well buy it on sale. And then I also preface by saying sales always come back around. So if right now finances are tight, then you don't have to feel this urgency that you're missing out. Sales come back around. But for those of you who do want to buy it while it is on sale, this would be the time to do it. When it comes to making marshmallows, you will need gelatin, and I get my grass-fed gelatin from Perfect Supplements. They have a sale going on that ends today, Thursday at midnight. Their whole website of all their products is 27% off, and then if you stack Home with Kelly 10 on top of that, you get an additional 10% off. It's a really good deal. I stocked up on everything that I used from them, and then I also tried a few new things. I bought their mushroom immunity capsules, and then I bought their matcha moringa powder as well, and then their female cycle blend, which has all of the grass-fed beef organs in it. So I figured I would try all of those things since they're on sale, and then I obviously stocked up on gelatin, collagen, magnesium, and desiccated beef liver powder. And I explained what I do with all of those in my previous video, so if you want to watch that, it's at the end of the video. But when you make marshmallows, you have to have gelatin. There are so many benefits from grass-fed, grass-finished, pasture-raised cows. Perfect Supplements website has all of the many benefits on it, but it's supposed to be good for your skin, for your joints, for your metabolism. There isn't too much difference between gelatin and collagen, just in how you prepare it. So gelatin needs to be bloomed, which means soaked in water before it can be used. So that is what we're going to do today when we make the marshmallows. When I first started making marshmallows in 2019, I used the Vital Proteins brand. I used that because the recipe that I followed was from Danielle Walker from Against All Grain, her recipe. And that is the brand that she recommended. And then in 2020, Vital Proteins was bought out by Nestle. And that's when I ended up finding Perfect Supplements, and I ended up trying their stuff and absolutely love it. And I am so excited because if you've seen any of my videos before, I have this very old mixer that Scott got me when we went to an auction in 2020, and I'm actually going to show you this old mixer. This is the mixer. He got it for, I can't remember how much it was for, but it was less than $10. He got it for me, and he was so excited. And then he showed it to me, and I was kind of grossed out by it, which is so sad. And it ended up sitting in our garage for a few months, and then I needed a mixer. And so I was like, you know what? Oh, I needed a bread mixer because I started getting into making sourdough, and my hand mixer didn't have like the spirals or anything to mix dough with, but this one did. So it came with these two. So this is what I've been using for the past 4 years, along with my Hamilton Beach hand mixer, which I've had since college. Now, my hand mixer died this summer, which was kind of sad, so I've just been using this old vintage mixer whenever I needed to make anything with the mixer, and it does a decent job. But Nutrimil, who I bought my grain mill from 2.5 years ago, I'm an affiliate with them. I love their grain mill. I only use fresh milled flour. I've done videos about the grain mill. They actually reached out to me and offered to give me their universal Bosch mixer. And I was nearly in tears because I was just so grateful for this mixer. I was just overwhelmed with gratitude. So I used it for the first time yesterday, and it is beautiful. I love it so much. It feels like such a treat to use something so nice and new. I used it to make my sourdough, my fresh milled sourdough bread, which I did record, so I'll show that how I made that in another video, but today we are going to use it to make marshmallows. And this will only be my second time using it. I've never used it to make marshmallows, so I'm very curious to see how it does with making marshmallows. Now, the mixer does have all types of things that you can add to it. You can even add a blender to it. You can get different paddles. So there's like a cookie paddle. They gave me the dough hook and then the whisks. So I'm going to use the whisk today. I used the dough hook yesterday for the bread. They do have this mixer $100 off right now. So if you want to look into that, I do have a link with them, and then if you use my link, when you go to checkout, it'll take $20 off your order, even the sale price. So this mixer I have with the stainless steel bowl is $400, and then it would be $380, or you can get the white mixer, and that is $350, so then it would be $330. I'll link all of that below if that is something that you are interested in. So let's make marshmallows, and then I'll show you how I make my hot chocolate. Okay, so what you need to make your marshmallows is an 8x8 dish or this size dish. This is the size that I'm going to use because my 8x8 is currently being used. You can always double the recipe and do a 9x13 pan. Your gelatin, you'll need 3 tablespoons of gelatin, honey or maple syrup or sugar or brown sugar. I've made this with all of those things and it's always delicious. Honey will make your marshmallows white, sugar will make them white, maple syrup will make them a little bit more of a beige color, and same with brown sugar. All of them are delicious. And it doesn't change the amount. So I have 1/4 of a cup on the website, or 70 grams. You can always do more than that if you like it really sweet. I don't love it super sweet, so that's why I use 1/4 of a cup. A lot of recipes will say 1 cup, and to me that is just excessive. So yeah, you could probably do 1/2 of a cup and be happy with it, or if you don't like things super sweet, then a little over 1/4 a cup should be perfect. Something new I've been doing is adding a pinch of salt into it, and that has been very delicious. And then vanilla. You can use vanilla extract. I don't have any homemade vanilla ready, so I do have this vanilla powder. And you'll need 1 cup of water split in half. So half for the saucepan, and then half to put in your mixing bowl that you're gonna bloom your gelatin in. So that's what we're gonna do first. So I'm gonna pour my 1/2 of a cup of water. And then 3 tablespoons of gelatin. And that is what it looks like in there. You can just let it sit, but I usually like to give it a little bit of a mix. I'm going to take this off. Put my whisk attachment on. Then we'll put this back on. Bowl's locked. Shield's on. This will now sit here while we heat up our honey water on the stove. 1/2 a cup of our filtered water and 70 grams of honey. Right, we're going with 76 grams. And now you want to turn your burner to a medium-high heat. And you don't want to turn it all the way up on high. You want to bring it up to a slow, gentle boil. Danielle Walker's recipe, which I do have linked in my blog, her recipe says to use a candy thermometer and to go up to, I think it's 245. I'll look and verify that. But my problem with this is there is only 1/2 of a cup of liquid in here, and so putting a candy thermometer in here without it touching the bottom, I have always found very difficult. So you can do that. For myself, kind of have a system down to where once I'm continually whisking this and it reaches a rapid boil, and you don't want it to like overflow, but once it reaches a rapid boil, you may have to turn the temperature down a little bit so it doesn't overflow. Now this part of my recipe I have updated. I used to have it as once it hits a rapid boil, boil for 5 minutes. But from the comments that some of you have left on YouTube, it has led me to believe that that has not been a long enough time for some of you. So instead of letting it boil for 5 minutes, do 10 minutes just to make sure that it's boiled long enough, because that is how you're gonna get your super fluffy marshmallow. So it feels like a long time, but it will be worth it. This is a part of the process you don't want to shortcut. I would call this now a rapid boil, and I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes, not 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes has been too short for some of you, so we're gonna do a 10-minute timer. This is what it looks like with 2 minutes left on the 10-minute timer. And we're gonna turn this to level 1. That looks very good. Okay, now we're gonna take this off. Take this off. Ooh, that looks good. Oh, this looks so good. That was the fastest blend that I've ever done with marshmallows. Normally it takes like, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. And look at that. I think I even over blended it because it's starting to harden up already. Yeah, I think I could have done less time actually because this was starting to harden up. That is so good. That is what it looks like. My little chickens. Okay, so like I said, this is a sign that it was mixed for too long and it was starting to harden up while in the mixing bowl. Normally, what I would do while I was mixing it is I stick my finger in and see if it drips off. I did do that and I still whisked it for longer, thinking that this was way too quick, because normally, I'm not joking, it takes a very long time normally for it to mix. So I think I was shocked that it mixed so fast. So normally you can get a nice smooth, beautiful marshmallow. This is looking a little chunky, but it is so delicious. Also with the vanilla paste, I love the little chunks of vanilla in the marshmallows. You can add arrowroot powder to the base and then to the top, so that way you can cut your marshmallows if you're bringing them to an event and they won't stick to each other. For us at home, I just leave it like this. Yep, I'm gonna let this set up for a bit and then I will make us hot chocolate. Okay, now we are going to make our hot chocolate. It is water-based with a little bit of milk, so I start with a tablespoon of cocoa powder, and this is actually cacao powder that I bought from iHerb, organic cacao powder. And then I do about 1/2 scoop of collagen. You could do more than that. Sometimes I do more than that, but I had a full scoop in our smoothie this morning, and I'll have another cup of hot chocolate tonight. And then I'll add a scoop of magnesium powder, and this is 1/2 teaspoon. And then a little bit of salt, a little bit of vanilla, and I will either add maple sugar, honey, or maple syrup. Actually, I think I'm gonna do honey or maple syrup this time. A little bit of maple syrup, and this is to your own liking. And then we have our hot water. And I fill it almost full of water. I don't know if you can see that. And then I add milk. And then give it a nice stir. We will cut the marshmallow. Oh, that looks so good. You know what? We're gonna move into better lighting. It is so fluffy and delicious. And you will be able to see that it does melt fairly quickly. But the taste is just amazing. And that is how you make delicious hot cocoa and delicious marshmallows. Now I'm going to read. One of you all recommended this book to me, and I am loving it, so thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and the links to all the sales will be below if you're interested. God bless you, and I hope you have a wonderful Thursday.